Hello YouTube, it's Kat from On the Balcony with Kat, and got some odd things going on in the garden this week. My potatoes, actually let's see if I can get a little closer so I can show you guys this. Give me a moment, let's see if that works a little better, a little closer. My potatoes seem to be dying off. Now whether or not this is due to the fact that they're just getting ready to be harvested, or if there's a problem here, I'm not entirely certain. But they are definitely looking worse for wear. So I'm gonna hope that I've actually got potatoes in that bag, and I'm gonna go ahead and harvest them today, I think. So I will let you know how that turns out once I've harvested them. Now the reason I'm kind of in the I don't know if they're just dying off because it's their time or not is because it looks like I am having a bit of a blight issue on some of my other plants. The beans right next to the potatoes, shoe fungus gnat. I don't know if you guys can, if I can get that in the shot clear enough, but my bean plants have got all these little white spots on them and are really looking kind of worse for wear. I mean, they're still producing beans, as you can see, but the leaves really aren't looking their best, and they're kind of dying off a little bit as well, so I'm not really sure what's going on all in all. And in the corner over here, the raspberry cane that I've got growing also seems to be having issues. The leaves have gotten really pale and are looking a little worse for wear as well. Ugh, don't know. You know, I trimmed off the ones that looked the worst, but these really aren't looking that healthy anymore. So I'm not really sure what all is going on as far as these plants go. So I'm gonna go ahead and harvest my potatoes and see if I have any potatoes in there and go from there as far as that goes. Clean up that area and that section, and hope my beans get better. I'm really not sure what's going on with them. They might be close to the end of their season too. I don't know. In other news, I had planted radishes, and they all got really leggy. So I kind of made a makeshift little trellis for each of the ones that have survived so far. And, well, they seem to sort of be hanging in there. Although the watermelon radishes should have been harvestable by now, but they haven't even begun to bulb up. So I don't know if I'll get radishes or this is just a waste of time. But the Spanish black radish is actually starting to grow secondary leaves. So I'll count that as, you know, potential. In other news, my biochar trial seems to be going absolutely nowhere. I mean, this is my biochar mini bell pepper, and it really hasn't grown much of anything since I potted it in here. And to the right, in the control pot, neither has the control pepper. They're both still roughly the same size they were when I planted them well over a month ago. So I have no idea what's going on with them, or if I will have any production at all for this trial for the 2014 summer. But, you know, that's what a learning curve is, and it's what all experimentation is about. Now, in other news, I want to show you guys something really interesting. This, as you folks know, is my compost bin. It seems to be doing relatively well, all in all. But I opened it up to toss some leaves in here the other day, and I noticed this. Yes, this is not just sitting in here, this is actually growing in here. It seems to be a volunteer carrot. Now, my youngest daughter gave me some carrot starts a while back that really didn't take off or do very well at all. In fact, most of them started going very soft and dying off, so some of the smallest and softest ones I just tossed in my compost bin. And apparently one of them decided that the compost was a better growing area than anywhere else, and it decided to take off and has been growing in my compost bin. I am just blown away by this because it doesn't get much light, and it only gets a little bit of water when I add a little bit of moisture to this. So I have no idea why or how this one carrot has decided to grow. But grow it is, and I will let it grow and see how it goes. I mean, I've kind of dug down a little bit, and it actually does have a carrot attached. You know, so it is actually indeed growing a carrot. And yeah, wasn't expecting that at all. So that's a bit of excuse me, interest there. My mint, while it was doing good for a while, seems to be having issues again. I am not entirely certain what's going on. It's got enough water, maybe it's overwatered, I'm not sure, but it's kind of getting limp and dying off again. So I don't know what's going on with that. But, you know, life happens. These are the breaks, and it's all a learning curve. Doing my best to learn as much as I can, however I can. Now that other raspberry cane, though it might be looking pale and kind of sad and dying off, this one, however, is not. This one is looking lush and full and green and growing. No idea why the two are growing so differently, but they are. This one, I finally put a bamboo cane in the pot with it to try and keep it from taking over the whole balcony, so it's now kind of growing around the cane instead of sprawling all over everywhere. And yeah, that's going well enough. A little surprised, but you know, hey, ups and downs every year, every garden. You get good, you get bad. The blackberry that I potted up is doing better. One cane died off, but the other one actually sprouted and is growing now. So, as long as that one continues to do well, it looks like I'll have potted blackberries on my balcony as well. Sadly, my Nanking cherry ain't doing so hot. The leaves are just kind of looking chewed and sad and pathetic. And truthfully, I am really not sure what to do about that. So, I'm going to be looking up Nanking cherries and trying to see, you know, what kind of fertilizer I should add, if I should add fertilizer, or if it's a moisture issue or what. But, yeah. The leaves are just kind of sad and pathetic and looking chewed on. But I don't know if it's actually from insects, because it kind of got like brown leaf spots first, and then holes around the brown spots, so I don't know. It might be a disease, and I'll have to treat it if I can figure out what it is. My Red Robin cherry tomatoes are still producing-ish. I mean, the tomatoes are growing on them, but they're taking their own sweet time to ripen. There's still tons of flowers on them, but some of them have been dropping off like they were before it actually started producing tomatoes, so I'm not entirely certain what's up with that. But I've got quite a few on here that are, I think, starting to get to the stage of ripening. I've got a cluster of 4 here, a cluster of 2 down there. Up at the top, I have a cluster of 1, 2, 3, 4 more here, and another cluster of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here. But yeah, so it is producing tomatoes. One of them that it was growing actually just fell off. Don't know why, just I mean, nothing wrong with it. Little green tomato. Just kinda fell off one day. So I set it on the balcony, and I'm gonna see if it'll ripen on its own. Or, you know, what the heck, if the birds will eat it, they can have it. But, you know, experimentation. So, that's pretty much the update today. Some problems, some benefits, but, you know, that's kind of life. You get the good, you get the bad, and you gotta, you know, deal with everything as it comes. Slowly but surely, I will learn, I will improve, and things will get better. That's all you gotta do, is keep on plugging. Don't let the setbacks get you down, because you never know. So, anyway, that's pretty much the update for today. Thanks for watching. Please share and subscribe. If you have any questions, comments, or advice, please feel free. Drop me an email at onthebalconywithkat@live.com, or drop a commentary in the comments section. I'd love to hear from you. Let's chat. Until then, may all your gardens grow well. Take care. Well, now I know why they call them Viking purple potatoes. Obviously because the skins are indeed purple. And though I got more potatoes from this harvest than I did from the Yukon Gold, as you can see, I didn't get much difference in size, other than a lot of really teeny tiny potato starts. I'm thinking I just do not have enough sunlight on my balcony for potatoes to really produce well. I mean, they obviously grow, but they don't get very big, at least not for me. Maybe next year, I don't know if these are even big enough to use as seed potatoes for next year. But I do have a seed potato left, so I'm going to try again next year and see if I can't start them maybe a little earlier in the season, and see if that helps, and track how far, you know, they go from there. They're very pretty. Deep purple skins. They're just kind of tiny. So, yeah. I got, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 tiny little potatoes from about, I think 5 or 6 starts. So, if I can get them to grow longer, or, you know, get more sunlight, I don't know which, or maybe a combination of both, maybe I'll do better next year. But so far, 2014 potato harvest, not so much. So, now this is the end. Take care all. Bye-bye.